Welcome to an episode of Taco Talks Tech Tuesday, and today we're talking Pixel 8 Pro. So I've been using the Pixel 8 Pro for the last about week and a half now, not very long. This isn't like a long-term review or any kind. I just want to chat about it. Like the Pixel 8 Pro in 2026, this came out like 3 years ago in 2023 now, and it was promised around 7 years of software updates. So taking it all the way to 2030. So technically this thing is still only about barely halfway through its life cycle. So this still has plenty of life left, but I was really curious to know, like, how does the hardware stand up to today's market? Of course, this is not a super old phone, so of course it's still a fabulous phone, but there's a couple small things that I noticed in my week and a half to about 2 weeks experience using this phone again. So first, let's talk about the actual hardware. To be honest, I have it in this case, and it's probably one of my favorite cases that I've ever owned is the Taurus case. It's just such a soft, comfortable feeling case. Not sponsored or anything like that, but it's just super nice. So if you're looking for a Pixel 8 Pro case or any case in general, I think Taurus makes some of the best cases. Especially don't make cases for every phone, because I would be buying up Taurus cases for every single phone that I own. Basically, you have a little kickstand down here so you can prop up your phone both in horizontal to watch videos or also in portrait. It does fall over a little bit because it is a bit top heavy to phone, so kind of sometimes topples over. But anyways, hardware wise, I'm barely able to talk about it because, again, like I said, I use that case. But it's overall still a clean, sleek looking device in my opinion. I think it's probably one of the best devices they've ever made. I mean, I love the satin curve, the edges here, how comfortable it feels in your hand, and then the sides are a little bit flat so that you can actually grip the phone. Chef's kiss on this phone in terms of the hardware. I think this is probably one of the most comfortable phones, the most nicely built, nicely designed phones they've ever made, in my opinion. Now, of course, I haven't used the latest Pixel 9 and Pixel 10s, so I'm not sure how they compare. To me, the fact that they still have a little bit of curvature, but also have a little bit of flatness to make it somewhat grippy and somewhat holdable in the hand is solid. And this is also the last year that they did the Pixel 8 and then Pixel 8 Pro, where the 8 Pro is actually the larger one because they have the 8, but the 8 was just regular, standard, non-Pro, smaller version. Or not the regular base, then the Pro, and then the Pro XL. So back then, if you wanted the best specs and hardware, you actually had to get the biggest size. There was no option to get the smaller size. Nowadays, I'm very tempted to get the smaller one. So if I ever do trade this in, which I think I probably will with the 11 or maybe the 12, we'll see what Google has to offer. I may switch to the smaller version because I think it's really nice to get a compact phone with the latest and greatest specs that the company offers. But anyways, this particular hardware, I love it. And also, it's got a flat screen. This is the first Pixel phone in, I think, a while that they had a flat screen after they switched over to the curved screens. This is perfect. I mean, this flat screen, easy to install screen protectors. This right now doesn't have a screen protector, but I did actually have one installed, but it cracked a little bit, so I ended up taking it off. But you can see that it should be pretty simple to just put these on this device because it is a flat screen. So basically that means that my screen is pristine. It's got like no scuffs, no scratches, no anything, because it's been protected by a screen protector and also by a case. And the Pixel also had an SD card support. I know today they no longer really have them, I think. And also a temperature sensor, which I also think was removed from the phone. Not that I really used the temperature sensor much, but still cool that it was something that was big. I think it was probably introduced because of COVID, honestly. A feature that was a little too late because it was used for temperature taking for yourself. But either way, performance-wise, this thing is a bit sluggish. You definitely notice the performance hits when you're playing like games and stuff. I do find that in Pokemon Go, never hitting more than 60 FPS. It's always going under, if not worse, probably like 30 to 60. It's not that great. And I do notice that anytime I go to Pokemon Go, I do get the GPS signal issue. So I don't know if it'll happen right now, but if I load up Pokemon Go here, typically at the very first time that I load it, every single time, it always gives me some kind of GPS issue. They didn't do it now, but it's not able to find me and I have to reload the app. I would say it happens about 8 out of 10 times. So it's kind of frustrating. It's the only phone in recent times that I remember it happening to, but it's weird. I don't know why it happens. But performance-wise, I think you're definitely going to notice that it's definitely not the best compared to what's available out there. In 2023, it's definitely wasn't the best either. So in 2026, definitely far from the best. But I do think that for the price, which I'm actually not entirely sure how much a Pixel 8 Pro goes for right now, but depending for the price, it may be an okay Pixel 8 Pro, 128 gigs, 321, 257, 324. So sub $325. I mean, compared to budget phones and cheap phones that you can get today brand new, this does seem like pretty competitive around there, because the performance is, for that price, it's fair. I think it's fair. I think it's good enough, and you'll be more than fine if you're doing basic stuff. But if you're looking to game, you definitely want to consider something else. And also camera usage. I know camera usage can be something that can sometimes cause it to look pretty laggy when you're actually recording and cause the phone to overheat, which is another thing. This phone does tend to get pretty warm pretty quickly when I'm playing Pokemon Go or when I'm using it for the camera. It can get pretty warm really quickly. And something else with the hardware here is, I forgot to mention, is that it does have an under display fingerprint sensor, but it is an optical one. So that means that it does shine light on your finger in order to actually unlock your phone. This is okay. It's not obviously the fastest, because it's, the optical ones, the ultrasonic ones are much faster these days, but it's still good enough. It works fine for unlocking my phone. It also does have facial recognition, which works with like your banking apps. So if I go to, I don't know, like SoFi here, and when it asks for biometrics, this will allow me to use my face. So I just used my face and it unlocked it. So that's nice that Pixels from the 8 going forward. I'm not sure if the 7 had it. I can't remember now, but at least the 8 does have this, I don't know, more secure facial recognition. And display quality wise, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's a large, I don't even know how bright it is, but it gets plenty bright enough for me when I'm outdoors, and it's beautiful, it's colorful, it's more than fine for what you need. Again, for just browsing, for just watching YouTube videos, you're gonna be more than happy with what this is capable of doing. Again, it may not be the best, but it's still good enough in my opinion. And software-wise, right now it is actually running the latest software, which is Android 17. So you do have all the latest features and latest design quirks that you could probably want. So you can see that I no longer have the at a glance, because I removed it, and you have the new and improved, well, I'm not sure how new this is, because it's been a while since I've been on Pixel, so this might actually be somewhat old, the new quick settings look and style, how you can change the sizes, and finally, the Wi-Fi and the data is finally split again. And not to mention, you still have the whole Gemini with the AI stuff. You've got the latest customization in here. You've got the bubble, so that ability to, let's see if it works on Instagram. Does it work on Instagram? It doesn't work on Instagram. So not every app works with it. I know it works with Pokemon Go for some reason, which I thought was interesting. Maybe not anymore. I swear it used to work with it. So I guess not every app works with the bubble, but I know some apps do work with the new bubble feature, but basically it allows you to, if you don't know, use your app in a little bubble, and then you can quickly multitask between a bunch of different apps because they're just floating on your screen. That's kind of cool. As you can see, I don't really use it because I thought it worked on an app, but it doesn't actually work. Basically, you do have the latest Android version on here, and as far as how it's been performing just fine. I'm not sure if the software is really affecting it too much or not, because I don't know what it was like beforehand, but in terms of battery life, it's not the greatest. I think it's very similar to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold that I've been using, or was using for a little while. I'm only able to get about maybe 16 hours to 14 hours in a day, with only 4 hours and like 5 hours of screen on time. This is right now, today, it is 7 o'clock, and I've had it unplugged since 7 in the morning. So it's at 27% already. So you can see that it's not the best in terms of battery life. So it could be better for sure, but not gonna rock you out of the world, not gonna be a 2-day phone, not gonna be a whole full day phone if you're a heavy user. Now, in terms of cameras, it's still got a pretty good camera system. It's got 3 cameras on the back, your ultra wide, your main, and your telephoto, and then your front facing camera. I would say that I think they get the job done, especially because of the post-processing that Pixel does. I think Pixel takes really good photos. So if you're someone who's really interested in photos, then for the price, $300 and some, I think it's a pretty good buy if you're a heavy photo user. Videos, on the other hand, I would say quality is okay. I would say it gets the job done. It's not going to be amazing compared to I would say, even like the Samsungs and the iPhones of the 2023 era. But it is, I think, gonna look better than a cheap budget phone of around this price range that you would get brand new that it comes out in 2026. That was my thoughts on the Pixel 8 Pro in 2026. I just wanted to make this video because, you know, I was using it for a little bit. And the reason I've been using it is actually because my Pixel 9 Pro Fold completely crapped out. If I have posted that video by now, or I don't know when. So I'm waiting for my replacement to come in. So in the meantime, I just switched over to this phone for like a week or two. I figured this could be a fun, quick little, let's catch up type of video. How you doing, Pixel 8 Pro? It's been a minute, huh? So just wanted to catch up with it, see how it's doing. And it'll probably be the last time I use it too for a little while, because honestly, I might trade it in. We'll see before it loses all of its value. But anyways, that's been it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was helpful, and peace.